Welcome to C-Fan Sports, the sports show that is dedicated to the Seattle sports fans. First of all, happy holidays, Kevin. Happy holidays to all the people out there in C-Fan Sports land. All I want for Christmas this year is for you guys to hit that subscribe button, turn on the notification bell, make sure that you give us thumbs up. And you know what? If you want to throw a lump of coal in our stocking, give us that thumbs down. Make sure that you guys leave comments in the comment section down below. Please, man, we are getting some great comments. We've got some good stuff that we're talking about this week. First of all, Kevin, we're going to talk about that beatdown of the Houston Texans. And, man, we went into Texas. We did the two-step all over them, boys. I tell you what, I was a little scared in the beginning because it started out pretty shaky. Yeah, man, we turned that ship around. And, Kevin, your X Factor last week just came to ball. Kevin, tell me all about what your boy did.
Well, Rashad Penny, who I just figured was going to have a great week, ended up with 16 carries, 137 yards, and 2 TDs.
Hey, Kevin, can I point out something real quick here on camera?
I know what you're going to say. Yes,
he would not have gotten one of those TDs had D. Eskridge, my X Factor, had not pancake blocked. The outside linebacker just laid him out. Maybe that might be a slight exaggeration, but you know what? That's what my boy did. To keep on with your boy.
Yeah. I think you're gonna do what? Nothing? Yeah. Okay.
Pancake block. That was that. He came, he gave that block, and then he checked out.
All right. Yep. Well, a couple other guys had a good game out of that too, besides just Rashad Penny. I thought Russ had a good game. Yeah. He basically was 17 of 28 for 260 yards, 2 TDs, had a passing rating of 115.2. And I think he did a good job. There's some misses again that I thought he should have hit. Tyler Lockett looked good again, 5 receptions, 142 yards and 1 TD. So hats off to those guys. A couple of guys on the defense I thought played very well. Your guy on defense, my pick on defense, I thought played well. My guy should have had 2 sacks, but instead, because of a penalty, he only got 1. But boy, Ryan Neal, I thought looked outstanding.
Yeah, he did. He was very active all over the field. Mm-hmm. I really think the difference between Ryan Neal and Jamal Adams is that Ryan Neal is going to stay with his assignments. He's not going to gamble as much as Jamal Adams does. And I think one of the things that kills Jamal Adams is that he gambles and he gets thrown off. A good quarterback that can move in with his eyes kills Jamal Adams. And I don't think that Ryan Neal has he doesn't have the physical tools that Jamal Adams does, so he doesn't play with as much risk, but he plays with a ton of heart. Yes. Love that kid.
Absolutely.
So, man, I tell you, we stopped a mud hole in the Houston Texans, and we danced out of Houston. Kevin, do you have any final thoughts on that game before we move on?
You know, it 33-13.
Yeah,
it was definitely a great game. Very one-sided. The first half was tight, but it ended up the defense just cranked it up in the second half and shut them down.
Agreed. All right, Kevin. So now we got the COVID Bowl coming up tomorrow.
The COVID Bowl.
I've watched a ton of football. I've watched a ton of great defenses and some horrible offenses over the last couple of days. And man, I tell you, when Tom Brady gets shut out the first time in like however long, I honestly think I was still in high school the last time he got shut out.
No.
That's how long. No.
No.
Okay, just kidding. Anyway, yeah. So it's a lot of bad football this week. And I'm hoping that it doesn't carry over to tomorrow, or if it does, if it is a muddy game and it does go down to one possession, you know, that Seattle will be able to come out on top, because that's we shine. And unfortunately, you know, that old Detroit Lion quarterback Matt Stafford just kind of crumbles in the spotlight a little bit on those big moments. Kevin, why don't you tell me who your offensive X factor is before we really jump into the defense?
Well, considering all the people that are gone on offense this week, Tyler Lockett.
I'm going to be the offensive X factor.
I'm starting to think so. Tyler's gone. Alex is gone. Travis is gone. Brandon Shell, who wasn't probably going to play anyway, is gone. I really thought about taking Rashad Penny again, but the Rams really have a solid run defense. I think they're ranked around number 7 with about 100 yards per game they allow. So I'm going to go a different direction. I'm going to go with Gerald Everett. And the reason why is this is the first time he gets to go against his former team, because the last time we played the Rams, he was injured. So I'm thinking Gerald.
He's on the protocol.
Yep. Gerald's going to have a good game.
Okay. So you're pumping everything into Gerald Everett. Kevin, I'm going to take DK Metcalf as my X factor this week. Man, I tell you, the man baby himself is going to come out and he's going to be on fire. I'm hoping for orange hair. I'm hoping for something just outlandish, because I think he could possibly go for 200 yards himself. He's going to have to carry this team on his back from the receiving standpoint. He's going to have to stretch the field. He's going to have to play over the middle. And I honestly feel that DK Metcalf is up to that challenge, knowing that his running mate, Tyler Lockett, is on the bench or in Seattle or in COVID protocol. There's still a chance that Tyler could play. Yep. If he comes in tomorrow and he has a negative test, that's all we need, or he's not showing symptoms. I don't know. The NFL PA or the NFL comes out with different standards every week. Who knows? They all could be playing tomorrow. I don't know. I honestly don't know. I don't have a clue how they judge all this, but that's okay. Simple fact is, DK Metcalf, my X factor.
I like your X factor, because the last time they played the Rams, he did have 2 touchdowns, over 100 yards. And I will say that, is Jalen Ramsey 100% coming off COVID? We don't know. I mean,
here's another question, Kevin. If you're going to be considered a big time wide receiver, you have to have that statement game. You've got to have that 10 to 14 catch, 200-yard game. All the big boys have it. When the lights came on Jerry Rice, when the lights came on Terrell Owens, when the lights came on Chris Carter, all those boys showed up and balled out. Yep. So as far as I'm considered, this has got one of those games that has DK Metcalf as being the number one guy in an offense written all over it. And if he comes to play, I tell you what, it can make life difficult for the Los Angeles Rams. All right, Kevin, let's flip to the defensive side of the ball. Kevin, who's your defensive X factor on the defensive side of the ball? That was hard to say.
Well, I'm going to go with the same guy you went with last week, because I think Neal played outstanding last week, and I think he's going to have another good, solid week going against some really good receivers. I think he is a better, defensive back per se than Jamal Adams as well. So I'm going with Ryan Neal.
Kevin, sometimes around this time of year, I get sentimental, think of things of the past, the glory of the past. So Kevin, I'm throwing on the number 54 jersey this week, and I'm going little Bobby Wagner.
Yep.
He has been playing sideline to sideline. He's starting to look like himself of old. And I think that this week he ratchets up even more, knowing how much is on that game. I tell you what, Kevin, I watched for probably one of the first times this year a Las Vegas Raiders game. And man, watching KJ out there in a different uniform, I thought that we really could move on from Bobby this year, and I didn't like seeing it. It wasn't natural. First of all, he's playing 34. Why 34? Anyway, I think Bobby Wagner this week comes out and is a house of fire again. Whether he gets another sack, whether he gets another interception, whatever little Bobby does, I'm going to be excited. I'm picking little Bobby Wagner to be my defensive X factor of the week. So, Kevin, I guess all we have left to do now is pick a score. Do you believe our boys could do it? What's your score this week, Kevin?
I have 100% faith in our boys every week. I always do. I know that they can win this game. There's no reason they can't win this game.
Gotcha.
I'm going to go Seattle 24, the Rams 21.
Oh, 24-21. All right, Kevin. That is all right. I like it. All right, Kevin. I'm also picking the Seahawks this week because I think that this is going to be that week. They've got to play. They've got to come. They've got to get this Los Angeles Rams monkey off their back. But I think it's going to be a little more higher scoring. I think it's going to be 32-27 Seahawks. Yeah, I think it's going to be a high scoring game. I think we've had too many low scoring affairs in the NFL, and it's going to be a barn burner tomorrow.
Yeah, well, Kevin. Typically, the Seattle against the Rams are low-scoring games, so it'll be interesting.
Well, I'm bucking the trend.
You are bucking the trend.
I'm taking the over on this one. You heard it here first. All right, Kevin, we got 2 words for them. What are they?
Go Hawks.
All right. See you next week.